Before August 2021, stories from Afghanistan were not hidden in the last pages of newspapers. The world had its eyes on the war torn country. Americans were rooting for the United States backed Afghan government to kick out the Afghan Taliban. All this changed when the United States had to retreat, and this withdrawal meant that the international media completely abandoned the country, which still needs immense financial support to build back what was lost in 2 decades of war. While recent reports suggest that millions of Afghans are facing cold and hunger, no urgency has been shown by aid and donor agencies. The massive earthquakes in October last year led the large scale destruction in the country, leaving hundreds of thousands of people homeless. Slow reconstruction work means that for thousands of families living in makeshift tents, there is nothing to save themselves against bone chilling cold. On top of it, the hasty withdrawal and no well thought out plans for the day after have resulted in a regime still unable to manage governance ever since its rise to power, and contrary to people's hope that this time the Afghan Taliban would be a little lenient. The Afghan Taliban government has gone back to its assault on women and girls instead of focusing on improving governance. The Afghan Taliban have spent their energy on suppressing civilian liberties, diverting people's energies away from the humanitarian crisis brewing in the poorest parts of the country. Rising unemployment and poverty have created a plethora of challenges for Afghans. The insistence of the United States to use brutal tactics like freezing Afghan assets has inflicted more damage. The United States had used this tactic to make the Afghan Taliban bring some improvements in its governance, but this strategy has resulted in some sort of collective punishment for millions of Afghans who now have to deal with a war of poverty and hunger. Full stop.